Yo, what is up everybody? Jumping here, and today I'm going to be talking about the most ridiculous and overpowered build slash glitch in The Witcher 3. This is going to come from the new DLC Blood and Wine, which I highly recommend. It's only 20 bucks, and if you've ever played The Witcher 3 and you enjoyed it, you should totally go out and get this if you haven't already. You get hours of content and hours of fun. Now, I call this a build slash glitch because there is a glitch that will make this super ridiculous. But if you want to just do this legitly, or if this is patched, then you can actually do it, and it is still really ridiculous. And it's quite simple to actually pull this off. It doesn't really require you to be like super high level or anything like that. So anyway, let me go ahead and get started, and I'm going to talk about the glitch primarily early on, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be interested in that. And they're not really going to care too much about my build and what I think and all that kind of stuff. Now, I will say, when it comes to the build, you can kind of do whatever you want. It's totally up to you. But for me, I like certain things, and I'm going to talk about that later in the video. But for now, let me go ahead and get into this. Now, one of the things that they have added with the Blood and Wine DLC is these mutagen abilities. And these are really cool. You can do a lot of really awesome combos and stuff. So keep that in mind, but the best one by far is this one right here. And what this does is that for each point of toxicity that you have, it will increase your sword damage and your sign intensity. So that works either way. If you like to use your sword or if you like to spam your signs, this will benefit you. And then it will go up to a maximum. Right now, my maximum with the legit build is 255%. That is insane. I haven't done the glitch yet, but you might be wondering, how in the hell is it so high? Well, it's all going to come from one ability that a lot of people would probably overlook. They don't really think this would be a good ability, but it is one of the best in the game by far. It's called Acquired Tolerance. Now, what this does is for every known level 1, level 2, and level 3 alchemy formula that you know, you will increase your maximum toxicity by 1. So if you know all of them and they're all superior, this gets really ridiculous. Now, let me show you. If you look at the middle, you will see to a maximum of 255%. If I take this off, you will see that number drop dramatically. It pretty much halves it. Okay, so you can kind of get the idea that this is adding a lot of bonus toxicity to my build. And what we're going to do is that we're actually going to double this. That's where the glitch comes in. Now, you can double any of the bonuses besides any of the yellow ones. You can only do this with the combat, the signs, or the alchemy. Okay, now it's a little bit annoying in one way, and what that is that you have to actually unlock all of the mutagen abilities, which will require not only ability points but greater mutagens, and that's where you might have to farm a bit. I will talk about how to farm for greater mutagens, fairly easy, but I'll do that later on. But just keep that in mind. You have to max out this tree, and then once you max it out, you don't have to max it out again right away. You can take your time on that. It's totally up to you. Okay, so that's what I'm going to basically show right now. But let's go ahead and get this started. Now, to do the glitch, you need to take whichever ability you want to double. And like I said, by far, the best one is Acquired Tolerance. I don't care what your build is. This thing is amazing. You're going to put this on the 4th slot. That is the final slot that is unlocked once you have basically upgraded the mutagen tree all the way. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to our inventory, and we're going to use a new potion that they have added. It's called the Potion of Restoration, and this is going to basically return all of the ability points that I have invested into my mutagen abilities, but it's also going to take away all of those greater mutagens. I'm going to lose them all, so that means that I'm going to have to basically get more of them if I want to max out that tree again. But this glitch is well worth doing this, so let's use one of those, and then we're going to go back to our character panel, and you will see that, guess what? That ability is still there on that locked slot. Now, the thing about it, though, okay, is that it does look different. It looks a little bit bugged out, and that's because this is a exploit slash glitch or whatever. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to unlock a couple of these. We're going to start with Toxic Blood. That's actually important. You don't want to start with combat or signs because you could potentially mess this up. We're going to go over here and unlock this, and we're going to activate it. Now we can unlock a couple more because these are actually like pretty cheap to unlock. And I do want to have at least 2 slots open to me. You don't have to have this. You can be totally okay with just the 1 slot. In fact, I'm just going to use the 1 slot for now because like I said, it's not a big deal to have all the slots or to have 2 slots or to have 3 slots or whatever. It makes no difference. But basically, you will see it still down there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on my new slot I just unlocked. And what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to the maximum of 255%, okay? And I'm going to put it on there, and it's going to jump up big time because I just doubled it. It went up to 386.25%. That's almost 400% more damage to my swords. And that's almost 400% sign intensity. That is insane. Now, if I actually back out of this and put it back up, you will see that, boom, it's still there. Now, you never need to unlock that 4th slot if you don't want to. Okay, that's something that's up to you because you won't ever be able to put anything in that 4th slot anyway. But if you do want to unlock that 2nd slot and that 3rd slot, by all means, go ahead and do it. But like I said, you can take your time doing it, especially if you're going to go through New Game Plus or something. Then it's just up to you on when you want to do it. Because I'm just thinking like along the lines of people that are lower level. You don't need to be level 100 to do this at all, by no means. When you start this DLC, you should be about level 35. By the time that you finish the DLC, you should be level 50-ish. And then at that point, you can go to New Game Plus. And if you do New Game Plus, you will be level 100 by the end. I will promise you that. So anyway, I'm just thinking along those terms. I would say at level 40-ish, you should be able to pull this off no problem. But now you might be wondering, okay, so we have this huge bonus of 386.25%. How can we really benefit from that? Like, that would be a real bitch to get our toxicity that high, right? Well, yes, that's true. That would be a bitch to get it that high. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use some mutagen potions. And we can use a bunch. And this is insane. Now, that's pretty much it for the glitch and everything. And kind of just for the build. If you want to do anything with your build, by all means, go ahead. Do what you want with your build. I don't really mind. But I do want to talk about one ability here. Because this ability is super good. And you should get this ability if you're going to do this, no matter what. Tissue Transmutation. For each mutagen potion that I use, I will increase my health by 1,000. And because my toxicity is so high, I'm going to be able to put so many on that I'm going to increase my health to be absolutely insane. Okay, let's go ahead and go to my inventory. You will see my health is 6,750 as of right now. I'm also using the Mana Core armor, which will increase my toxicity by 35 points if I have all the pieces on. And I'm also using another ability, which is one of the yellow ones, that will increase my toxicity by 30. This is Metabolic Control. And I also recommend always having Strong Back, not on, but if you're ever overweight, this is an amazing ability. Definitely get this ability, and then put it on if you ever get overweight. Okay, so now I'm just going to put some mutagen potions on. I'm not going to talk about really any of them all that much. I'm just going to talk about a couple of them. Because one of them that is super good is this one right here, because it will give you a Vitality Drain. So when you deal damage, you get some Vitality back. It's super good. This makes you like unkillable in a lot of ways. So definitely want to use that one. There's also another one kind of like this. It's not nearly as good, but it is really good for just keeping you alive. Because anytime you perform any type of action that will consume stamina, you will regenerate Vitality. So if you whirlwind, if you sprint, if you use a sign, you will get a chunk of your Vitality back, and I like that a lot. I really also like the Water Hag potion because this will increase your damage by 50 as long as your Vitality is at full. And your Vitality should pretty much always be at full because of how OP this fucking build is, especially since we're going to be recovering so much Vitality anytime we take damage because of these mutagen potions. So definitely want to use that. I like this one too because I like to combine my strong attacks, my fast attacks, and my signs. And this is going to increase my attack power by 50% and my sign intensity by 50%. I mean, that's pretty OP. I like this one as well. It's going to increase my damage by 50% when I hit an enemy from behind. It says that it's critical hit damage, but when you actually look at the effect, it says just increased damage. So I'm not 100% sure on that, but whatever. And I'm also going to use the Succubus one because this is going to up my attack power by 1% for each hit that I land in a fight. That's not very good, honestly, but it's not bad either, so I don't really mind it. Now, the final one I'm going to use, actually, for now, but like I said, you can use any one you want. There's a lot of these in the game, so use whichever one you think is best for your build. I'm going to use the Algol one because I do like the fact that you can generate a lot of adrenaline points very quickly with this. And that will increase my damage, and I do like that. Now, my toxicity right now is up at 95%, okay? So, let's actually take a look at my permanent, okay? Maybe not permanent, because once I meditate, this is all going to go away, obviously. But as of right now, these effects will take forever to go away, and I will be sitting at 368% bonus sword damage and sign intensity. That is absolutely batshit insane, okay? And like I said, with the legit build, you can do the same thing, but it's going to be like 255% if you use the yellow ability for the 30 extra toxicity and the mana core armor. The maximum then legitly is 255%. Alrighty, now, there is a way to get that number a little bit higher, but I don't recommend it. One of the abilities that I really do like is I do like this one. It's called Fast Metabolism, and it's going to basically drain your toxicity really, really quickly. I like it because when I'm sitting at 95 toxicity, I basically just want to be able to spam my potions and not have to wait for it to go down on its own. So you will see that drain quick. And I'm able to now go ahead and just put on all my potions that I like, because these are the potions that I like to use in combat. Blizzard, Thunderbolt, the Stamina Potion, and also this Adrenaline Potion. So yeah, those are the potions I like. And I'm going to lose a little bit of health because you see, here's the problem. I'm going to lose health because my toxicity is too high. There is a way to counter that as well. So it's something to consider, and that's going to be heightened tolerance, okay? Oh yeah, let's actually take a look at my overall health just right now. Let's see. Well, it's 11,000, but it's not at full. So let me go ahead and put heightened tolerance on real quick. I'm just going to replace a random skill real quick. I'm going to replace this one for now. I don't really care. And now my health will not drain anymore, okay? I don't have to worry about that happening. And also, let me go ahead and use a Swallow Potion because I do want to know what is my maximum health as of right this moment once that's actually filled up. Because it should be like 14,000-ish. I don't know, maybe a little bit less than that. But let's take a look. It's at 13,639. And that number can go a little bit higher, but I don't know why it's a little bit less. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So that's basically it, guys. Like, if you want to play around with this, I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's really, really OP. It's really, really broken. DPS-wise, there's nothing that can come close to it. But now, I'm going to talk about a couple different things. The first thing I'm going to talk about is how to basically get some greater mutagens if you need them. One of the best ways, by far, is just from the vanilla game. It's going to come from the Skellige Islands, and it's going to come from over here at the Whale Graveyard. There is a quest where you have to find like a stolen sword, but once you're done with that quest, there's going to be drowners at this travel point. Okay, there's like 5 of them here, and when you kill them, they will each drop a lesser mutagen. And if you come a little bit down here on the coast, there's going to be a couple more drowners. It's about 5 more. So you can get like 10 lesser mutagens every time you fast travel to this place. And what you would do is you would fast travel to the Royal Palace because the loading screen is less there. And then you just fast travel back and you just repeat it over and over again. There's also an item that you can get at the end of the Blood and Wine DLC, which, you know, it kind of sucks you get it at the end because that's like the last thing you will do in the game by far because it's the highest level. But if you are planning on going to New Game Plus, what you can do is you will get this one item that for every 100 enemies that you kill, you will get 1 greater mutagen just randomly. That's really, really good, especially if you're doing this, because you will kill 100 drowners fairly quickly, and then you'll get 1 random just great mutagen. And the way to get that is you have to get the quote-unquote good ending. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's 3 endings to the DLC. Look them up if you're interested to figure out how to get the good ending, and maybe you won't spoil yourself on it. But anyway, that is a way to farm for greater mutagens if you need greater mutagens. Now let me go ahead and talk about my build and everything. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just max out the rest of this stuff. I'm going to be really careful here though, so that I do not accidentally activate any of these. I don't want that to happen, okay? Let me come over here, grab this, grab this, grab this, and grab this. See, it's okay. I can't actually even get that right now, but it's not a big deal, honestly. It's okay to research these, but you don't want to activate them, because if you activate them, you could potentially mess up your glitch, and you don't want that. But now I have 2 extra slots that I can play around with, so I'm definitely going to put Fast Metabolism back on, and I'm definitely going to put Killing Spree back on, because I really do like those abilities. Alright, so let me go ahead and talk about what I like to use. If you remember, I said I like to combine fast attacks and strong attacks. So basically, I go for these 4 right here. I like them a lot just because, you know, they're fast attacks and strong attacks. This will increase just the attack power, so you could actually take these off if you don't want to use them. It is kind of optional because it's only 25%, and the bonus isn't all that great. But when it comes to like crushing blows and also precise blows, you definitely want this because it's going to increase your critical hit chance by 10% and your critical hit damage by 75%, which is really, really good. I love Whirlwind. Whirlwind is one of my favorite abilities. It's super good, so I definitely go for that. I also like Razor Focus a lot. You get 1 free adrenaline point by entering combat, and you also will accelerate your adrenaline point, like a gaining ability with your sword. I also like Shutter Armor because it will reduce the enemy's damage resistance by 25%. That's really nice too. I have Undying. I mean, Undying is good, but with this build, I really never die. I gotta be honest. My sign intensity is so high that my shield is really strong, and on top of it, when I attack enemies, I get like a big chunk of my health back. Anytime I cast a sign, I get some health back. You know, dying is just something that really don't happen much with this build, but at the same time, you know, this is nice just in case you ever do get killed. This will save your butt big time. Resolve is another one that's pretty decent, and Fleet-Footed is good. There's a lot of great abilities, but those would be the ones that I would potentially recommend. Now, I would definitely say that if you don't really like signs, you should always go for this one. It only requires 3 points, and what you do is that basically you just put it on anytime that you come to like some dialogue where you might need it, because it is nice to get that extra experience, like if you need experience points. So that is something to think about. Remember what I said, because of my build, I do like Heightened Tolerance a lot because I don't want my health draining at all. So that is something. Refreshment is good, but you do not need it at all because of the fact that you will gain so much health back because of the mutagen potions. Absolutely, you have to have Acquired Tolerance. Tissue Transmutation, I already talked about that. Synergy is great because this is just going to give you a bigger bonus for your mutagen effects, where I get 60% attack power instead of I think it's 45%. I don't even know like what the default is without this, but it is really good. I like it. Fast Metabolism, you know, I do like this. I've already explained it. And Killing Spree, this is one of the most OP freaking abilities in the game. When you kill an enemy, you will gain 50% critical hit chance, and it does stack. So if you kill 2 enemies, you now have 100% critical hit chance. And that is extremely overpowered. And all it requires is for you to have a toxicity above 0. So at all times, this will be like live and active. Now, a couple other ones I do like. I do like Fixture, okay? This is nice because blade oils do not wear off. And that is a little bit annoying, but there is a trick. It's not an exploit, it's not a glitch or anything, it's just a trick. What you do is you put this on, then you apply your oil, then you take it off, and what will happen is you will actually still have like 120 charges if you're using superior oil, and 120 charges is pretty damn good. I mean, that should last you for a while, so you don't have to have this on. It could be a little bit of a waste to have that on. Same with this one. This one to me is a little bit questionable. I like it, but at the same time, it seems a little circumstantial, and this is why. You need to first like maximize your adrenaline points, so that's something that can take a little bit to actually do. And on top of it, it says against the targeted enemy type, which comes from the oil tree, so that tells me that it's going to be based off of whichever oil you have. I don't know, like I said, it's not very good. There is another glitch you can do that can potentially make this extremely good, and I will talk about that in a second, but just in general, I'm not really, I guess, a big fan of Hunter Instinct, just because I'm not 100% on how it works or not. Okay, I like to use the cat school technique. This will increase your fast attack by 20%, and you will get 100% critical hit damage if you are wearing nothing but light armor. So that is really, really nice. I like it a lot. And also, we have Metabolic Control, which increases your maximum toxicity by 30. Now let me go ahead and go over to my equipment. I am using the Manticore set for a lot of different reasons, but the main reason is because I like the toxicity that you get from it, but also you get critical hit damage bonus from the chest piece and the boots, and you get critical hit chance from the gloves and from the pants. Now the thing is that from the Grand Master Armor effect, I don't really like the effect of this armor at all. I don't like either of the effects. I don't think they're very good. There's other armors that are better. Like, I think personally my favorite would probably be the bear armor, which is the heavy armor, because that will like give you a chance to get another one of your shield signs if it breaks. That's really good, and it just makes you even more tanky and stuff. So yeah, it's really up to you on what armor you want to wear, but just keep in mind that you are going to lower your toxicity a little bit if you take this armor off. But you could always just not use one of your mutagen potions. Also, there is a mutagen potion I forgot to mention that is kind of good, just in case you want to just have it, almost maxed out at all times, but you don't have enough. Because remember, with the Manticore armor, that's going to add 35 toxicity. And with the yellow ability, which is Metabolic Control, that's going to add 30. And each of these will cost 70 toxicity to apply. This one, on the other hand, don't really like the effect. I mean, the effect is whatever, but it will add 40 toxicity. So this is something to consider if you're not wearing, let's say, the Manticore armor. You could put this on instead of one of these, and then, there you go. You can still have a really, really high at all times toxicity level. Okay, now when it comes to the weapon's totally up to you. I mean, like I said, it doesn't really matter. But this is going to be the glitch I was talking about with Hunter Instinct. Alright, so this is a sword that you will get from the Blood and Wine DLC. I love this sword. It's probably my favorite in the game because it will scale to you, especially for like New Game Plus. Let's say that you're level 55 once you beat the DLC and you want to go to New Game Plus. Well, this is going to level up alongside with you. You get this sword from a quest. It's called There Can Only Be One, and it is an amazing sword. Now, there's a glitch with this sword, but I'm not 100% if the glitch actually works or not. I'm thinking that potentially this glitch could actually be visual, and that's it. But if you look there, you will see it says 50% attack power versus basically every type of monster enemy in the game. So if you think about Hunter Instinct for a second, if that actually would work with this, that's pretty good. I mean, because you always have that bonus, that oil effect on there. And if you want to know how to do this glitch, it's actually very simple. It's a little bit easier if you do have the Grandmaster Wolfen armor, because with the wolf armor, you can apply 3 oils at once. But what you do is you apply an oil to the sword, and then all you gotta do is you drop the sword when you have it equipped, okay? And this will actually just randomly happen. That's how I figured it out, is that as you're playing through the story, they'll unequip your sword sometimes. And then when you get it back after that, like let's say you do some fist fighting or something. I was noticing this. It would unequip my sword, and then when I would get it back, it wouldn't actually have the oil on there, but yet it would have it at the top there. So all you have to do is drop it, and then what you can do is you just go ahead and apply another oil, and you just keep repeating that until you get them all up there. But you can actually see that, that I have every effect up there right now. If I do apply the oil on there though, it will take it off the top. So that is something to consider. It will no longer be at the top there, but it will be at the bottom where it will say 50% attack power. So yeah, there you go. Alrighty guys, well that's basically everything. So I really hope that this video has helped. I think this glitch is amazing, but at the same time it can be like super duper overpowered, and you might not want to do the glitch. But if you don't want to do the glitch, by all means, you don't have to. Like I said, you can just simply go ahead and just take advantage of the new mutagen ability, which is this one right here, and also go ahead and take advantage of acquired tolerance, because that is freaking amazing combination, and you can increase your sign intensity and your attack power by a lot. And remember, if they ever do patch this, this should still work as long as they don't nerf it. It's possible that they will figure this out and say, you know what, that's a little too strong, we're gonna go ahead and nerf it, because if everybody knew about it, I would think everybody would probably use it. Well, maybe not everybody, because some people just might want the game to be harder, or they don't like to be overpowered. I love to be overpowered. Anyway, I really would appreciate it if you could like this video for me. Be sure to subscribe for future videos, and I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day, and peace out.